This is a 2020 Chevy Traverse in the LT plus leather trim. If you're considering buying this vehicle, I'm going to give you my review in the form of 10 things you need to know with 3 gripes at the end, starting right now. If you're new to my channel, consider checking out some of my other reviews. I do car, truck, and SUV reviews. I'm just a normal guy who rents cars, borrows them, and owns some of the cars I review. New reviews every Monday. Click that like button for this video and let's get to the list. Number 10 is the exterior. Chevy updated all 3 of their SUVs that are similar to this. So the Traverse, the GMC, and the Buick version of this same 3-row SUV. I like the updates that they did. I think that this SUV looks sharp. It looks elegant. It's got kind of a good looking nose. Overall, I like the design. However, as soon as you pull this thing into traffic, it just blends in so much. A lot of the styling cues have either been copied or are copied from what's out there. And so this does not stick out or anything like that. But in that way, I kind of like it. As you take a look around the vehicle, you'll see that this particular trim includes these black plastic cladding on the wheel wells, which I like, but the rear bumper is made of the same stuff. And while it suits well under the rims, I don't like that they made the rear bumper the same. I also don't think it's particularly durable from a, sun standpoint. So I think they bake and discolor. As you can see, this one's dirty and it just doesn't seem to wash off as easy as maybe paint does. So I don't really like the rear bumper, but overall the exterior looks nice. What do you think of the way the Traverse looks? So number 9, what does the LT with leather come with? So if you look from the top to the bottom for the Chevy Traverse lineup, you start off with, let me get this right, it's called the L trim, then the LS, the LT cloth, LT leather, and then above that you've got a high country and I think another level as well. So this is the LT with leather. In the past that may have been called the LTZ. So the LT with leather comes with this leather trim seats. They look really sharp. It's got quad captain's chair, so there's 2 in the back. Lane change alert with the side blind zone alerts. The infotainment system has an 8-inch screen. The rear power lift gate is powered and it's adjustable. Remote start system comes standard. It's got a HD rear camera, but mostly it's these leather seats that are the draw with the LT leather. They look really nice, and frankly, they're the exact same seats that are in the Denali, which is considerably more than this. So for your bang for your buck, this is a great option if you're considering buying a Traverse. All right, number 8, the rear seat and cargo room. So one of the advantages of this SUV is its size. It feels like it fits pretty well in a parking spot. It does drive bigger than than its smaller counterparts, but it has a lot of cargo space and really is a 3rd row. You can fit a full-grown adult in the 3rd row, unlike some of the others that are kind of just pretending or for children only. With that said, there isn't a ton of room. It's not like it's a Suburban, but you can in a pinch fit a 3rd row of adults in the back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as equipped. So the rear AC controls, the leather captain's chairs or bucket seats really make a nice interior, and the space is well laid out, easy to configure. I put all 4 seats down and was able to fit a huge amount of cargo room in the back, almost to the level of a truck. Obviously you have the side and top restrictions that's different, but it's a good alternative to really a minivan or a larger SUV. I really like the space and the rear seats in this SUV. All right, number 7, the infotainment system. So as I've mentioned in some of my other reviews, GM has updated their operating system in the last year and a half. They did a good job of bringing it up to par with the others on the market. All of the icons are very easy to see. They're all these round icons. They look very Android-like. And of course, they got, easy connections for the phone, audio, climate controls, while still maintaining hard controls for the climate system. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So the infotainment system in the LT has a larger screen than the standard. It's 8 inches. It looks really sharp. So that LT with leather gets you a great looking touchscreen. All right, number 6, I mentioned some of the safety features in talking about the LT, but this does not include lane departure assist. So you don't get the steering wheel control and forward collision prevention. No, it does not come with a hard stopping prevention system. And the blind spot monitoring is active. I'll try to film it so you can see. There is a technology package that you can add on that adds some of this to include adaptive cruise control and a surround view camera, which kind of looks like it's from above. So those are good options if you're considering it. In fact, the adaptive cruise control is a must. It's a $1,500 option thereabouts. I would add that before anything else other than maybe a sunroof. Hey, don't forget to click that like button. It helps this video and I appreciate it. Check out some of my other videos at the end of this one. Let's get back to the list. All right, number 5, the V6 engine. So you can also get this in a Turbo 4. The V6 is the way to go if you are going to load this up regularly. The 4-cylinder will get you slightly better gas mileage, but will feel a lot weaker, especially under load. So when you have a full, set of soccer kids back here, or if you're towing something, you're gonna feel that Turbo 4's, turbo, and it's just gonna be a lot weaker than this V6, which pulls really nicely. I like the smooth acceleration. It's plenty of power on tap for the overall driving experience of this 3-row SUV. So miles per gallon, I have averaged just about 21.5 miles per gallon. Now that's mostly highway, driving quite a bit. So it's not the best in terms of, compared to the 4-cylinder, but I was driving at a higher speed highway and, in general city driving. So I do think you could get better, possibly closer to the mid-20s as an average. And so if you spend a lot of time on the highway, I would go with the 4-cylinder. You're going to get a lot more gas mileage bang for your buck. All right, number 3, what is this like to drive? So it is bigger than some of its, smaller siblings. It does feel bigger. It drives fluffy, soft, not athletic or anything like that, but it's very easy to drive. It has a good turning radius. I found it to be fairly easy to park. You definitely have to swing the front end a little bit more than you might with a smaller SUV, but overall the driving experience is relaxed, confident. It feels right at home on the highway and in the city. I would not describe it as sporty or fun, but it gets the job done, getting the groceries and getting back, or whatever it is you're using it for. All right, number 2, the interior. So this is the LT with leather, and these leather seats are excellent. They have this slightly brown tan, almost orange colored trim throughout, goes all the way to the back. It pops the seats a little bit more. The all black interior definitely heated up in the seat, or excuse me, in the sun. So it's the middle of January, but it's 75 degrees here in Texas. So even in an afternoon sun in the winter, I felt the cabin raising temperature. So maybe consider one of the other interior colors. But overall, I like the interior quality. The front is laid out nice. It's comfortable, easy to figure out where everything is. I found operation to be clean. In fact, I would say if you've seen the GMC review or the XT4 review I did, which are both GM products, I talked about the interior seeming kind of basic, whereas on the Chevy it's expected and maybe even a little bit above what I was expecting. The interior looks nice, build quality. I do not feel like it's cheap. I think they used, harder parts in areas that are touched more or see more sun. So overall, the interior looks nice. I like it. So the LT leather trim interior looks sharp. It's comfortable. It has a lot of features that it comes with, adding the moonroof and the adaptive cruise control. And that brings us to the MSRP. So the number one thing you need to know is the price. So the price of the LT with leather and a V6 is $40,295. In my opinion, you're getting the exact same features, more or less is the GMC Denali version of the same car. So I would go this route. It's LT, so it's kind of in the middle. You add the leather, you're getting that luxurious look and feel, but you're not paying a premium. The exterior is really the one part that's a drawback for me. I'm not as big of a fan of the coloring that they chose. I would like to see monochromatic front and rear bumpers, but that's just a style question for me. So what do you think of this SUV? Are you considering buying one? Leave a comment, let me know. All right, and before I go, I'm gonna give you 3 gripes. All right, the first one is that adaptive cruise control is not included. While I understand that GM and the other makers want to sell options and they need to separate their trim levels with different features, adaptive cruise control should be standard on an LT level trim, in my opinion. I often say Hyundai includes it as standard on all trim levels, and so Chevy, while you may want to sell it as an option, I don't think you have a choice. You need to move into making it standard. That's my first gripe. All right, my second gripe is similar to the XT4, and that's that they put the power ports right up here, but they gave you nowhere to easily put your phone. There's no slot or space that's made to put your phone. Chevy does that with the Silverado, where they have a very clear, recessed area in the center console. Cadillac had one right here that was a slot for you to put it in, but nothing up here. And so when you put 2 drinks, you got nowhere left to put your phone to charge it, whether it's plugged into CarPlay or whatever. You end up with this wiry mess. I don't like that. I'd like them to have it in here or give you some space to put your phone up in the front. And then the third gripe is this rear bumper. I mentioned it earlier, but I just want to show you it doesn't look right, and this is a brand new car, so only after a rain or two and some muddy driving, it's already looking dirty and dingy. I don't like that. That's really my biggest gripe with this car. Overall, I like this SUV. It's got 3 rows. It's pretty powerful. It's not fun to drive, but it gets the job done. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Check out some of my other reviews, and we'll see you next time.